Hi, I'm Doug from Global West. Thought I'd take a second here to talk to you about these control arms we have here on the table. And they happen to be for 1967 through 69 Camaros, Firebirds, and 1968 through 74 Nova and Ventura. Now these lower control arms are designed for a coilover type application, which means they basically don't have a spring pocket. There's no pocket here, okay? We've built this to house the coilover system, and we've actually put doublers in here because now the shock is going to support all the car's weight. A coilover looks like this. The shock is going to bolt onto the top of the lower control arm. Like I said, and the spring is going to sit on top of the shock absorber like this. Like I say, now all the car's corner weight and everything is going through the shock into this area of the control arm. We beef this area up to support that type of load. We recommend these over the stock lower control arm any day of the week because the stock arm was not designed to handle it through the shock. These arms have the Del-A-Lum bushing. The Del-A-Lum bushing is our standard bushing in all of our tubular arms. It's a 6-surface design. It actually operates like a bearing rather than a bushing. And we do have a couple of videos talking about the Del-A-Lum bushing. Comes with ball joints, bump stops, and of course this particular arm here has got 2 locations for bump stops. Different frames for the 67 through 9 Camaros and Firebirds had their bump stop locations. Some had them on the front, some had them on the back of the frame. So this particular control arm accommodates for either way, okay? So if we have this in the position like we have right now and you find that it doesn't match your bump stop, all you have to do is unscrew these and screw it back into the other location so it does contact your bump stop on your frame. It's going to be a little block on your frame. So let's take a minute and I'll show you how the coilover actually looks in a frame. We happen to have a display here that shows, that we take to shows, what have you, that shows how that coilover sets up. So let's do that. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. As you can see, we've got a display right here and it's got a coilover system. So let me show you a little bit about this. Okay, here we got our frame, as you can see, and the coilover is already installed. The lower control arm is attached right here. You got your upper control arm, and you can see how the spring and everything indexes on top of the lower control arm. Now what I wanted to mention though is see the bump stop. The bump stop on the lower control arm on this block I was talking about on the frame, this is where the bump stop hits. Now depending on what GM factory your frame came out of, this bump stop could be on the other side. So all you have to do is unscrew our bump stop in the lower control arm and position it to the other side of the control arm so it would contact the area that's set up for that. It's really a minor thing. Now for the coilover, we've got the coilover shock absorber here, and in installing it's really quite simple. These are your adjusting collars which will raise or lower the vehicle. Now with it all the way down like this is obviously the lowest point on the shock. As you raise this up, it also raises the ride height of the car. Installation, you'll just drop these all the way down to the base. You'll throw your coilover spring on there. It's going to look something like this. You extend the shaft up all the way, and you'll actually put this up into the frame and then put your rubber mounts on top up here with the nuts, and it'll support it. The lower control arm will swing over and attach here. This will actually be unbolted from the spindle. But it gives you kind of a quick idea of how this would actually go into the system. Now this particular spring happens to be an autocross or a road racing spring, so it's a lot stiffer and it's short. Where the spring for the street or drag race application, similar configuration, but it's going to be a lot longer. So this gives you a good idea of how this is going to plug into your frame. Simple installation, like I said, and you don't have to use spring compressors. That's what's really nice about it. It's very easy to do. Okay, so you had an opportunity to see how that coilover goes into that frame. So going over this one more time, this is a CTA 79H. It's got the Del-A-Lums all ready to go, the lower ball joints. By the way, these lower ball joints are a stock lower ball joint. So we specifically designed it that way so that you don't require us, for example, to supply you a part on a ball joint. You know, the Del-A-Lums have a lifetime warranty. The lower control arms have a lifetime warranty as long as you own the car. The only thing that's going to wear out on these things is that ball joint. So we made sure that you could get a ball joint anywhere in the country to fit these control arms. It also works with a drop spindle as well. So stock spindles, disc brake, drum brake, drop spindles, it doesn't really matter. These arms are going to go to it. Now one thing is, since this is for a coilover application, we highly recommend using this type of an arm because this arm is designed for that type of load, where the stock arm, like I said earlier, is not really designed for that. So we really recommend going to something of this nature if you're doing a coilover application. And of course, Del-A-Lums are standard. So CTA 79H, 67 through 69 Camaro and Firebird, and 1968 through 74 Nova and Ventura. Direct bolt-on, easy setup to do. If you're going coilover, something definitely to consider.